Hi, I'm Kevin, and this summer I worked on the Journal of Interactive Notebooks, also known as JOIN, which is an online scientific journal where publications are presented as interactive notebooks where authors can upload and publish these notebooks in the cloud. So what are Jupyter Notebooks? Formerly known as IPython notebooks, Jupyter Notebooks is a flexible and powerful open source research tool that combines executable code, such as Python and R, with narrative text such as Markdown. The name Jupyter itself is an acronym of the three core languages it was designed for: Julia, Python, and R, and all three are high-level dynamic languages used extensively for data analysis. As of 2018, Project Jupyter supports interactive data science across over 40 programming languages, which makes it a true language-agnostic program. And the benefits of having a Jupyter notebook is its easy accessibility and reusability. So Jupyter Notebooks, R Markdown, and other interactive notebook formats tie in well with the concept of reproducibility, which is a growing issue in the scientific community. Across a number of fields, scientific studies that were thought to be unimpeachable were in fact impossible or difficult to replicate. For example, a paper submitted discussing the relationship between the immune response levels and depression was retracted, and with Jupyter Notebooks, there would be greater accountability so that simple mistakes, like a spreadsheet merge, would be caught early on and not develop into serious issues. A Nature survey on the reproducibility crisis was also conducted, in which 1,500 researchers responded to questions about the crisis. More than 70% of them have tried and failed to reproduce another scientist's experiments. Now, Jupyter Notebooks can be the perfect tool in aiding in the reproducibility crisis. This is not only because a notebook can be used by anyone to reproduce the final calculations, but also because the user can interact with the data as well. A notebook can help critics pinpoint errors in interpretation and speed replication with the insertion of new data. And a good example of this is LIGO, which has been created to monitor gravitational waves. Not only is all their data publicly available, but for each publication, Jupyter Notebooks running Python are added. You can run these notebooks yourselves and check out a binary black hole system and listen to gravitational waves. JOIN takes this a step further and combines the traditional publication format with Jupyter Notebooks. So interactive notebooks are powerful tools that can be used for implementing reproducible research. And while the volume of interactive notebooks has been steadily increasing, there are currently few efforts to collate, review, and publish these notebooks as bona fide publications. So we developed JOIN as a web application that features an online repository of interactive Jupyter Notebooks where users can upload, share, and launch them in the cloud. JOIN notebooks require a stricter publication method than an average Jupyter notebook, and they require authors, an abstract, references, and methods. So I just wanted to go through the layout of the website. Here's the landing page. We designed it to have a workable search bar where users can search for desired keywords, authors, or titles published in JOIN. And a list of notebooks recently posted can also be seen. Notebooks in JOIN are grouped together as part of a collection regarding a common theme or subject, and two collections have recently been published in JOIN. Collection number 1 features p53-related perturbation analyses across multiple cell lines and multiple different cancer types, from breast cancer to colorectal and prostate cancer. These were generated with the BioJupy's Jupyter Notebook generator. These different analyses were collected and analyzed by Rachel Werner, a student that previously worked in our lab. Collection number 2 also has 9 Jupyter Notebooks generated by BioJupy's and were analyzed by Julia Zhao, a PhD student at our lab. And from her research, we narrowed down 9 different gene expression omnibus datasets over 5 distinct metastatic melanoma cell lines. So clicking on a collection lets users see all notebooks grouped into that collection, as well as a short description explaining what sorts of analyses were done. And from here, users can explore individual notebooks in the collection and check out their description, authors, associated keywords, as well as view the notebooks themselves. To give a brief overview of the schema, there are 4 tables with 2 junctions that relates any relevant keywords, the authors of the Jupyter Notebooks, as well as the notebooks themselves. One important feature is the ranking system, where users can submit and specify who should be labeled as first author, second author, etc. And this shows that JOIN is combining what is thought to be a traditional publication format with these Jupyter notebooks. And a second important feature are the keywords, where users on Join can search for different keywords across multiple different collections and notebooks. So the highlight of using Join is its interactivity and integration with Binder, an open source project that provides a platform to interact with Jupyter notebooks in the cloud. This allows users to dynamically interact with the notebooks posted in Join, allowing anyone to verify and contribute to the analyses in Join's notebooks. So from Join, you can click to open the Binder portal. After clicking the Binder portal and leaving Join, Binder creates a custom computing environment from the Jupyter notebooks. It uses 3 different technologies: Repo to Docker, Binder Hub, and Jupyter Hub, to create a custom computing environment in the cloud from a custom Docker file that was created previously. This, as well as the notebooks themselves, are available on GitHub in a public repository called Join Collections. From there, users can execute notebooks in the cloud and interact with published notebooks in the same way that one can execute notebooks on a local machine. It's possible to edit the code used as well as save a version of the notebook. And of course, since Binder uses a GitHub repository of each collection to build a cloud computing environment, these notebooks can also be viewed statically on GitHub as well as with NBViewer. It's not possible to interact with the data this way, but one can instead quickly see the results generated by the notebook generators. While the process for submitting notebooks is still being developed, here is the general framework. Users will be able to submit an individual notebook or an entire collection, and these notebooks will be subject to review before publishing on the site. A notebook description, abstract with relevant figures and data will be needed, as well as the notebook itself to be featured in GitHub, and all dependencies to be pulled together in a Docker file. After being displayed on Join, anyone will be able to interact with the notebooks as well as view them statically and share them using social media. And we encourage anyone who has been creating Jupyter notebooks for their own research to submit to the journal. Because if more notebooks are online and more people use Join, the site will be able to expand even more. In the future, we hope that these notebooks, collections, and future publications will be subject to the FAIR guidelines, which are findability, accessibility, interoperability, and reusability. This wraps up my presentation. I'd like to thank Dennis, Avi, as well as all of the members of the Mayan Lab. Thank you.